Hey, what's going on, guys? Team TLP here. Week 8, match 2. And we have here, I'm Asamataga.
I'm Dvzl.
And Quin.
And the two clans that we have here playing are two clans from the Dragonic Empire. Is that being Tachikaze with Dvzl and the Eradicators with my man Quin.
Narukami.
Cough. Anyway, we'll also be discussing a couple of cards from box 15, just like in the last video, but these, instead of Mega Colony, they will be Pale Moon, and this is sort of kind of the extra hype along with the, with the Mega Colony in this set. So, all that said and done, let's begin the Cardfight, shall we?
Okay. I'll give you one heads up.
I'm okay with it. Take the whole laptop, why don't you?
I was looking at it real quick.
Okay. Don't forget to watch that new episode of
Future guy.
Future Buddy Cardfight.
Oh, God!
It was okay. It wasn't even that bad. You crying tears.
You know what?
Word, you didn't even watch it. You didn't give it a chance.
I gave it a chance. And I liked it.
Like, I don't understand you, man.
I'm just.
They didn't do a fight in the first episode, though. Just saying.
Oh,
That.
they
know
did.
what?
Oh wow! Yeah, that ended so fast.
Oh,
That was very
if
informative.
you wanted an explanatory match, watch episode 2.
That was very
Episode
informative.
2, you say?
Dvzl, I'm gonna be your buddy. We're gonna fight.
Okay, that's good. I guess.
What you gonna do?
I guess I'll go first.
What you gonna do?
Okay.
Well,
Pretty blown.
it's not even. Oh,
It's not that bad. All right. Okay.
draw. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll make do.
Um, 13
No guard.
power and a draw.
All right.
Oh,
Here you go.
20.
Stand and draw. Ride.
Answer that guy. Go ahead, superior, call it. Do it. Do it.
All right, now we'll be
Nice.
explaining one of the first cards in the
alright.
in set 15. The first card is Silverthorn Beast Tamer Emil. It's a grade 0 starter for the Pale Moons, and the skill is put the card into the soul, counterblast 1,
I'm at 12.
and you can check the top 5 cards for a 1, 2, and a 3, and you put those into your soul,
Oh.
which is actually really good. Now, the reason why this card is effective, the grade 0 is effective. Number one, first of all, I want to point out that I think everybody's going to start with this card, especially if they're playing Luquir Reverse. If they're gonna play that, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna need this grade 0 starter. I mean, not that I'm not saying that the current good grade 0 Silverthorn isn't good, but you might want to start with this one too if you're trying to get the cross ride straight off the back, especially if you're running 3 copies of Luquir.
17.
What you want to when you're checking the top 5, you can only hope and get lucky that with those top 5 cards that you get Luquir, the normal Luquir, and you get to put her into soul, which is good. Also, it never said that it had to be a Silverthorn. So I'm not saying that you should, but it's been noticed that a couple of people have been putting in old cards from the Pale Moons and putting them into their Silverthorn decks. So it's a possibility that people could toss in their Alice, and when checking the top 5, they can get that grade 3 and toss in Alice and Luquir, and then at some point during the game take out Alice and start using her to bring her in and bring her out of soul to get some really hard hits and get not constant attacks over and over again, which is really nice. That's the reason why the grade 0 is really effective. What do you guys think about that?
I'm not a Pale Moon player. I don't know what you just told. I don't know what tactics you just told me.
I mean, it's pretty much being able to take the best grade 2s and 3s from your Pale Moon deck and putting them into the soul early game. That's pretty much the point of the grade 0. Getting your best cards in the soul.
I think the grade 0 is pretty good, as in since you got to look for a 1, 2, and 3 out of the top 5 and put it in your soul. That allows you to set up for like cross rides and other stuff that you want to pull out of the soul. So
18.
it's pretty effective, I guess. 22.
It's one of the really strong and great traits for Pale Moon, having this brand new grade 0, and it's a Silverthorn Beast Tamer. Just having the name alone is actually really good.
soul. It's like
Like what?
Like.
Oh, cool.
plus 3,000 power over here. 11 of it.
Go.
Yield trigger. Power to my rare.
No. Should have blocked it.
And a perfect dog. How's it now?
4.
22.
5, actually, sorry. Draw trigger. Power. Draw. Standing draw. Okay. Just gonna ride this. Whatever.
Ooh, hello. That
Oh,
Dark
really?
Rex.
He's not supposed to come out yet.
Yeah. $16. 17.
What should I take him from my hand?
17.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be explaining the next card. Next card also, once again, is from Pale Moons. The second card is Silverthorn Assistant Zelma. This card's skill is, it is exactly like Purple Trapeze from the old sets of Pale Moon, which is actually really good because Purple Trapeze was an effective card to have. Say, for instance, you had with Purple Trapeze, you maybe by accident, if you were running mechanics, you soul charged the mechanics by mistake. What you could do is you could play Trapeze, use Trapeze's skill, put in a card that you're not using on the red circle, put it into the soul, and take out mechanics to use later on in the game. Trapeze always helped you bring out cards that you really felt like using that was already in the soul that you wanted to use and take out of soul. That's the reason why Trapeze was such a good card. I'm sure most, if not many, Pale Moon players actually agree with this because, you know, no matter how you try to look at it, in most of the old Pale Moon sets and people who ran Pale Moon would run about 2 or 3 copies of this card, only because of how good the card actually was. So
22.
Zelma is just like Trapeze. With 9 times out of 10, you'll run at least 2 or 3 copies of Zelma, like you ran 2 or 3 copies of Trapeze. You know, if you want to take out, I don't know, Marichka or something, or Irina, you know, there's
17.
numerous different cards you could take out of Soul using Zelma's skill. So it's actually effective. You can also hope to take out maybe Luquir or something like that. Luquir Reverse, you could just take that out of Soul just by chance if you happen to Soul charge that in sometime early game. So that's the reason why Zelma is such an effective card. I like it. And it was by mistake, Zelma anyway.
I know.
What do you guys think about the card?
No go. Great.
Hang on a second. Surprisingly, not this time.
Heal trigger.
That heal's looking mighty nice.
Power. I believe
17.
the card is it definitely helps out with the Pale Moon since you're gonna be swapping out of the card and swapping out of the soul effectively. Truthfully, since you take a card, since it comes out of the soul, we didn't get to the grade 3 yet, but since it comes out, you can take a card out of the soul, you can bring it out, swap it back in, and you know, you can make a feel with that. And there's also cards, when cards come out of the soul and onto rear guard, it gets power boost for that. So it actually does follow the Pale Moon trait. I truthfully recommend the card, but maybe not that much because you're not gonna have a lot of open rear guards. Does it say open rear guard? No, actually you don't. You don't need open rear guard. So still, I would still recommend 3. I wouldn't recommend 4. How much is the attack base? Is it 7K? It hits cross-ride numbers, I guess. It can hit cross-ride numbers. You might want an 8K though, but that's only 8K equivalents.
Can you take that up for your inventory, please?
Sure.
All right.
I'm gonna lose.
And the draw. Okay. 16.
Yeah.
17.
Oh god.
First check. The second. Crit.
Yeah.
Crit power. Yo, trigger.
No, it's not happening.
Alright. Well, we couldn't get to the last card, but we'll definitely talk about it at the beginning of the next video. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
Later, guys.